Wood TV8, Mercantile Bank of Michigan, and Jacobs Financial are proud to support the class of 2020.
I want to start by saying this graduation isn't ideal, but that doesn't mean it's not important. We've all put in the time and effort required to earn our diploma. That deserves commemoration. And we are all taking the next step in our lives. That deserves commemoration. I want to say thanks to everyone that made this celebration possible. The teachers, family members, staff, parents and guardians, because without them, none of this would be possible. For many of us, we feel like our high school has been over for several months, or those with senioritis early into senior year. But let's take this one last day to cherish the time we spent at Kenowa Hills. Who can remember the first day of freshman year? Well, if you said yes, you would be lying. Black mold had infested the walls and ceiling of the school, pushing back that inevitable day that began our high school careers. To be honest though, at the time I was glad it happened. I wasn't ready to say goodbye to summer, and I didn't feel ready to start high school. However, even though that first day was avoided, the very next day I would have to go back to high school. Now looking back at it, I believe missing that day ended up being more harmful than good. I spent the entire day we got off thinking about the next day to come, rather than just enjoying an extra day of summer. I was coming to a new school where I only knew several people. I thought about who I would sit next to at lunch. Would I be able to make any friends? Luckily, I had it easier than other new kids, but now that I look back on it, it wasn't worth it. I could have been enjoying the day instead of dwelling upon the uncertainty of the future. Now this was one day, but imagine a whole semester of this, or even a whole school year of feeling this distress. Perhaps some of you felt distress while you were trying to get good grades, perform well in sports, or in your relationships. Just remember, during these times, not to miss out on life and live in the moment. Then came sophomore year. We were all a little older and a little wiser. We understood what to expect from high school. We felt a greater sense of belonging and security. However, that didn't mean new challenges wouldn't be presented to us, as life always has a way of mixing things up. To be honest, I don't remember much from sophomore year, but the one thing that I do remember was baseball that spring. I got the chance to try out with varsity and made the team. I was so ecstatic to play with the upperclassmen and get the chance to show them what I could do. However, that's not how it worked out. That same season, I was eventually moved back down to JV. It hurt and it felt like I wasn't good enough. It took me some time to realize failure is a part of life, and that everyone feels like they failed at something from time to time. Some of the most successful people in the world have faced failure countless times, but rather than taking defeat, they do something about it. But if you don't take it from me, just listen to the man that won 6 straight NBA titles. Michael Jordan was cut from his varsity basketball team as a sophomore and had a mediocre professional baseball career. However, he's still known as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Michael himself claims, "I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeeded." This demonstrates you mustn't allow failure to determine who you are. Failure is a tool you can use to improve and learn from. Junior year was when everything seemed to speed up. By the time I knew it, swirl was over, we had spring break, and then we were taking our SATs and exams. I believe one of the reasons it felt so fast was because of the 2.5 weeks of snow days we had. I'm sure every one of you enjoyed that time off and felt relieved from the stress of school. I know I did. I remember the late nights of eagerness and hoping for a snowstorm, my brother putting spoons under his pillows and flushing ice cubes down the toilet. It also might have given you a little bit more time to finish that one big project you forgot about and have some time for fun, or allow you to catch up on some much needed sleep. These snow days remind me of all the spectacular and spontaneous things life has to offer. I hope none of you spent the whole day trying to finish your homework. I know what you're thinking. You're the valedictorian. You don't ever have time to take a break from school. Well, this time, I'm glad I did. Not every unexpected thing has to be bleak. Sometimes they are our best moments. So I encourage you to enjoy life and take hold of these opportunities. We're closing in on our last year, and boy was it a memorable one. We've been waiting for our chance to be the leaders of the school and have the right to pull out the seniority card in them underclassmen. Have one dance where we got the perfect dress, or actually went with someone we liked. Get the chance to lead sports teams and extracurriculars. Walk down the halls in front of the whole school with cheers and applause on our last day. Then throw our caps at graduation. and squeeze in as many memories as we possibly can before we take the next step in our lives. It's horrible that our last year didn't go as expected. COVID has changed everything. It was only a few months ago I remember COVID had only been memes on social media. I wasn't expecting it to end my senior year like this. Just know you're not alone. We're all enduring this together, even though we're apart. We were just the unfortunate ones to have it happen in our senior year. And no, it's not fair, and you can be as furious as you want. But one day this will end, the restrictions will be lifted, and we will be free to see our friends, be out in public without fear, and hopefully receive the commemoration we deserve. I know it seems like nothing good or even slightly beneficial could come out of this, but we will all be better prepared for the years ahead of us. We now understand the importance of our relationships, our values, and what makes us joyful. And for some of you, that there's a point where we can get sick of our phones. When this is all over, we can have the chance to embrace what we've missed the most. Don't take your feelings for granted. No matter how you feel about high school, it has been an important factor in who we are today. I hope you grasp all the experiences and life lessons that have defined you through this time and allow them to guide you into the future. I offer you my lessons and words of wisdom throughout my 4 years of high school by living in the moment, learning from your failures, taking time to enjoy yourselves, and persevering through the tough times. I congratulate everyone in the class of 2020 and look forward to everything that we can achieve together.